Yo guys, what's going on? So I wanted to do a quick midday live here, but we're gonna make it a short one because it's really just about going over today's trades and the recaps on the day. Do me a quick favor and hit that like button and let's go ahead and jump into it. What we're gonna cover here in this video is we're gonna go over my trades, the live recordings, my total P&L, which I'll just show it to you already. We'll go ahead and get that out the way and make sure I caught the screen you're looking at. Here you go, boom. Whoops. 1800 and change. All right, so basically 2000 bucks after fees, 1800 and change. Before fees, it was 2000 bucks. So nice day overall. Can't complain about that. Advancing that account a little bit further there, so that's always welcomed. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the trades, the recordings. We're going to go over the details on the course with its discounts, and then a cool little idea I have here for you guys that I went ahead and bought some stuff yesterday, which we're going to utilize on the stream. But what we're going to do with that is you're going to call the shots on it, and I'm simply going to click the buttons. In other words, you're going to tell me what to trade and when to trade it and how to trade it, and I'm going to click the buttons. It's going to be fun, I think anyways, but we'll go over the details of that towards the end of the video. So make sure you stick around. Let's go ahead and get into today's recaps. Now, today in the morning, it was extremely choppy overall. If we zoom in here, it was really choppy like the first hour. Here's your first hour of the day, basically. Okay, you had this little U-shaped run up into yesterday's close, rejected, came all the way down here to 407s, made a big push back up over VWAP, then rejected, and we basically just did a lot of sideways trading here because this is mostly sideways. This right here is mostly sideways trading right there. And then out of nowhere, after 10:30, everything went insane and we just went lower and lower and lower, and here we are at the lows right now. So within all that craziness, I did take a few trades in the live stream that everyone saw, so we'll go ahead and grab a couple of those here. Okay, so here is the first one. Here's the first one, and it was after that big old rejection that we talked about on the ES, right? We came all the way back down here. We rejected on this little bear flag formation it was trying to do. I said I'm watching 19, this 18 and 19 area for resistance. If we get resistance there, I'm going to jump in short. Went ahead and did exactly that. Very short trade, only 2 minutes long. I went ahead and started putting out my profit targets here to cover parts of the position, right? So there you go. We'll fast forward this a little bit. We got all the way down there to my first cover from 41.16 short. I get it off there at 41.14 and change. I leave one there at 41.13. And then that one gets taken out right there. It was 41.13 and change. I think it was 41.1375. That one gets taken out there. And then I say, okay, I still have 4 contracts here. I've already booked enough profits there that, can protect me. Guys, you know what? Do me a quick favor. Hit that like button for me. It really helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. So I said to myself, I'm going to sit tight here and see whether or not we can break here and flush down to 41.11. We start to break down a little bit, but then we get that quick reversal candle right here. We don't see the volume increasing as we make the new low. I wanted to see volume increase and go lower. We start to increase volume and start to put in a little bit higher wick there. And I get stopped out of my remaining position. All in all, it was a green trade, okay? So that was a nice little green trade there. Part of the position was basically a scalp. The other part of the position was I was holding onto it as a runner. It didn't work out, stopped out of it. Then we had one more trade earlier in the morning. I think that, yeah, this was the early morning trade. Here's the early morning trade, okay? Here's the early morning trade. Here, I was actually long biased. I'm sorry, I was short biased here again, looking for the crack of 41.19. See, we just used 41.19 as resistance. Here, I was looking for that 41.19 as an area of support I was looking for it to crack. Why? Because we were bouncing, but we weren't bouncing on strong volume. We were decreasing volume. So I'm short there. I go ahead and book a couple. So I cover a couple of contracts there. And then we get that candle and I stop out. And I'm glad I did because this one ripped right back up here towards the highs shortly after. So that was another small green trade where a very small percent of the position was utilized for a scalp, and then the rest was used for a runner. The runners didn't work out, so I just got out of it and booked the profits on the scalp side. So 2 trades in the morning, both of them, I scalped a portion of the position and held on to another portion looking for extensions that did not come. Yo, thank you guys for hitting that like button so quickly. That did not come. So boom, it's okay. 2 for 2 on the day regardless, and green. Now, later on in the morning, after I ended the live stream, I kept the scans up and I kept my charts up, and I was just watching, and I was like, man, I cannot believe that we got this humongous dump and I was not able to partake in that short again. That sucked. That bothered me a lot. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to watch and wait. If we get down towards 4,100, I'm going to get long in front of that level. That's an important level. And I'm going to see what we can get out of that. I'm either looking for a quick scalp or a nice rubber band effect. If we got a rubber band effect off that level, we're going to be sitting pretty. We should be able to pull out 10, 12, 15 points on it. So here I have my ads. And then we start to hold up, right? We start to hold up support. But now, typically on this type of trade, this is a reversal trade, I look for big volume on the bounce back. We're not getting that. You see how we're bouncing back, but the volume is decreasing? That's not what I want to see. I want to see the bounce back up with volume in reverse. I want to see it from small to bigger. I want to see that volume increase, not decrease. So we start to get that reversal to happen, but the volume is decreasing. I'm not liking that. So I immediately start to put out my take profit zones. Right here, we're up 4.5 points. I take a piece of profit off there on the ask. We start to extend towards 41.12, and the volume starts to increase slightly, but not enough. So right there, I go ahead and take, I took the bulk off earlier. I took the bulk off there, and then I held on to some to see if we get the runners. We get a little bit of a push there, but not a lot. We're up 6 points, up 5 points. We start to extend towards 12, but we're not getting that volume I want, so I just close it out right there. And I'm kind of glad I did, right? That's a trade that put everything on the table today. That's where I made the bulk of the money. But I'm kind of glad I did because we didn't really extend towards where I wanted. We really didn't extend towards where I wanted. Instead, we started to sell off again. So I'm glad I just took the scalps, even though there were opportunities where I could have maybe made a little bit more. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hold on to smaller pieces and see if we get the extensions on those. And I'm going to take the bulk off on the scalps, and that's it, because it was just the environment. And now I'm not a scalper. I don't really scalp a lot. But this week, I've been nothing but scalping just because that's what the market's been giving me. So I'm taking the scalps when I can get them, and I'm holding on to some runners to see if I can get further extension. But the further extension right now, at least for me, they're not coming out. It's not showing its face. So I'm going to keep with that mentality moving forward into tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll come into the day and I'll do the same again. I'm going to take at least half off on the scalps, hold on to some to see if I get the extensions, and move my stops up after I get those scalps in, just to protect myself. Now, we went over the trade. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the current discounts. I'm going to try to be really quick about them. And that's I'm going to post the links in the chat there. The DTC futures course is 43% off. Okay, there it is in the chat section. I posted it for you. That is my futures course. We just launched it. This is the pre-sale. All right. This is the pre-sale. Let me see if I can grab the link real quick here for you, and I'll show it to you. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so here you go. Here is the course. You have 43% off. Okay, you have tests and quizzes at the end of each chapter. All right, you make sure you get in here and you read all of this. Okay. Here you go. What are futures contracts and their differences? Things to know about futures contracts and trading them. Why trading futures is attractive. Futures trading and your P&L, very important. Common mistakes made by new futures traders. What separates the winning trader and losing trader. Advanced pattern recognition, advanced technical analysis and risk management. And then bonus materials, how to pass an evaluation account. Okay, everything, as you can see, has detailed chapters. And it's all video based and written as well. So you can pause videos and read. There'll be quizzes and exams after each chapter as well. And regular price is $349, but you can get it 43% off. This 43% off is only good for today, Wednesday, April 5th. If you're watching this on April 6th, this discount, there will still be a discount available, but it's going to drop. It's going to drop basically every 2 days until Easter Sunday. After Easter Sunday, this will be just regular price, $349. So make sure you take advantage of that. Okay, now the next deal that's available right now is right here with Lilu. You're going to come here to Lilu bundle accounts. Okay, the link is going to be here in chat. I'm going to post it for you right now. The cool thing about this is you get to keep the first $12,500 after you pass your evaluation account. So links there in chat with my discount code. You click that, you come here and you go to the $150,000 or the $100,000 account. And with this bundle discount, you're going to get the $150 one for $55 or the $100,000 one for $40. And that's a bundle. So you're going to get 5 accounts for that one price. It does not auto renew. Okay. So make sure you take advantage of that. Now, on to the cool idea here that I had. Going into later this month, we're going to spend basically a few days or maximum a week, 5 days, where every day you're going to give me a level and I'm going to put on a trade based off that level, long or short, as you decide. So basically, you're going to tell the trade, I'm just going to press the button. Now, the reason we're doing this is I went ahead last night and purchased 5 of the $25,000 Lilu evaluation accounts. Those accounts were on a flash sale that they did, so it was only $5. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that. It sounds like a fun thing to do with the team over on the channel. So we're going to do that later this month. And what we'll do is we'll start announcing it prior. And then what will happen is, let's say on a Monday, I'm going to say, all right, guys, I'm done trading my account. We're going to bring out the team's account now, and we're going to put that one on. And then I'm going to be like, guys, tell me what to do. And maybe, you know, a handful of you guys will give me some levels and some ideas. I'm going to pick one and we'll go off of that one. And we'll do that for a few days. I think it's just a fun activity to do with the team. Basically, it'll give good it'll also give good like material for us to learn from. All right, guys, so that's it, guys. Everything was just talked about. We went over the courses, we went over the specials for Lilu, we went over the plan for later this week, and we went over the recap on today's trades. Any questions, let me know. Thank you very much for smashing that like button. I'll see you guys tomorrow on tomorrow's live stream at 9:15 a.m. All right, guys, hope you're having a great day.